Yeah, we back, up and coming TV, your boy DJ 250 from my man Tribeca. And the video, that shit is real crazy. Bronx, New York, had Yankee Stadium in the background, X all day. Now what I want to ask you is, how did you get into production? And also, who are some artists that you got a chance to produce for?
Well, my production, it definitely was a hidden talent. As any artist would tell you, starting out, it's hard to get an original beat. You might have ideas, you don't know how to hook them, so you go to the closest people to you.
Wait, what do you use?
I started out with the MP.
Which one?
2000. 2000 joint.
Yeah,
you had to put the
60?
Nah, I never used the 60. I started in 1998. I'm gonna tell you exactly when I started producing. Total mistake. Just opportunity, took it, and that was it. Camp Low, they had a studio, they had a company. That fell through. They needed some place to store the equipment while they was running around town. They put it in my house. You gonna leave equipment in my house?
Yeah.
You bugging. I simply turned it on. I turned it on, started maneuvering with it, figured out a couple of things, started chopping a little something. My drums was whack, I was using the kits. But, you know.
Kicks is high too.
But at that time, people was chopping their own kicks and snares, so you know, it was a little salty. I had the right idea, but the sounds wasn't right. But nevertheless, I got the craft now. Now I know how to make a beat. So immediately, I finally caught one. They came off tour. They heard one joint called Serpico. They rock to it. Why they do that? There you go. Now I can actually put it on my resume. I got paid for it, even though they was friends. They didn't have to pay me. Right. Their equipment, so they didn't really have to pay me. I was grateful for the opportunity to actually know how to make a beat. Didn't appear on the album. It did. Well, the Japan album called Short Eyes. It wasn't called Serpico. They changed it into another song called Scar. So it's an EP called Short Eyes. It's released in Japan. It's a high import. It's like $100 on import online right now. One of those exclusive records. So that's how I really got my start producing, and from there, you know, the opportunity came along to do a joint for Krs One. Joe Claire from Rap City, I did a couple joints for him. The Krs One joint is unreleased. I also did. Juelz Santana was signed to Priority, and he was in a group called Draft X. Right, I did that. I did 2 joints for them, and you know, I just kept on branching. I did a ton of other stuff for underground artists, and I also did a ton of licensing, like for TV. I did NBA.
That's where the money.
I mean, it's constant money. That's what I'm saying.
That's how you live in this beautiful area.
I mean,
right by the reservoir with no water.
Look at the beautiful area with no water.
No water. That's the Bronx right there.
We hold other people's water. That's the BX.
Yeah. This is storage right there with like leaves and all that in there.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Now, when you did the joint with KRS, I know it was a different time. Did you actually get a chance to work with Krs at the studio?
Right, in studio.
And it wasn't, you didn't email him the track, and you never met him, and he never saw you. Like, what was that experience like working with Krs?
The game was much better back then.
In the 90s.
It was actually in 2000, probably like 2002, 2003. He was in the midst of his deal with Jive and Koch.
No, he left Koch in 01.
Okay.
His first album with Koch was in 01.
So it was around that time. Shout out to my man Alizé of the Beat Brokers. He took a bunch of us producers. He was shopping beats, and luckily I got one place with Krs One. Took us in studio. They cut the check right there. It was kind of one of those. All right, come in. Yeah, I want that beat. I'ma rock to it. He referenced it. He did it. I never heard it. I never heard if it was released or anything like that. But it was in the studio. It was a dope joint, and I was able to throw it on my resume, being that I could relate. Now I could relate to a legend, a Bronx legend at that. So, you know, building process for me right there.
He's being real modest. It's a lot of Bronx producers that wish they could say, even if a check wasn't cut, just that KRS said, that's my beat right there.
Right.
And no matter what you did to do that beat, that's an honor in itself. You know
Absolutely. I can appreciate that.
Are you trying to be modest? You know, a lot of people try to be modest about it, but it's certain things mean more than a platinum record.
No, absolutely. But you know, my drive never really came from making beats. So anything I can get to from that, I'm grateful for. I really just wanted to be the biggest artists possible. You know, I wanted to be the Biggie Smalls of the Bronx, the quote unquote whatever. That's what you aspire to be, the world's best
and
at what you do.
Coming from the home of it,
right?
It's like you just want to add on to the legacy of the Bronx,
right? And then in detail, when you talk about who you work with, it makes more sense. Like Krs One, like who bigger? What we looking up to back then? You know, you could look up to Fat Joe. You could look up to D.I. You know what I'm saying? You could look at Diamond D and all these cats that was producing records, but at that point in time, I was like, Krs One? Nah, you lying. You lying. And so be it. Went to I think it was Battery Studios downtown. He was there getting work done. He was in the green room. They were setting up everything. Got to meet him. It wasn't a long conversation with work, but I was in the presence.
You got a chance.
Right.
Because the same thing with Fred the Godson, like I used to work with him out of all his features.
Right, shout out to Fred.
Soon as I asked him, I said, yo, what you think, what's your favorite feature? He said, yo, yours is KRS. Because like that, like KRS don't really work with a lot of
artists at all.
So to have him as the only feature was like real crazy. Shout out to Fred the Godson, KRS One.
Blockwork, what up?
Classics. But yeah, the Bronx is gonna be coming with some stuff. Got the new mixtape coming soon. My man Tribeca gonna have some heat on it. So any last words? Any new producers or rappers coming from the Bronx or wherever? Like what advice would you give them?
I just wanna shout out my homegirl, Queen Juju. That's my next project off top. We're gonna do this EP called Get Fly. Shot a video for it, so you're gonna be getting that as soon as that drops. Shot a video for that. And it's about 6 records, female producer from the Bronx. She now lives out in Cali. But it's about exposing talent from raw within. She doesn't make, you got female producers, but she doesn't make the keyboard, what you think a female producer would make. Let's be real. People think they hear female, you hear Missy Elliott, you know, you're not gonna get the chops and the underground. She's bringing it raw.
That's how we met. That's how we actually met.
Right, through that connect. So
through that connect, LA, she's all the way out there killing the beats. Like I said, we got some heat coming. Let him finish up his last work. We're gonna go to another video.
So, entirely world, I want y'all to know that I represent y'all. The music you're gonna get from me is 100% authentic. It's never gonna be something too off. It's either gonna be something you've been through, something you know somebody else been through. It's gonna be like that. So with that, one love, support was real. Up and coming.
Tribeca. Men lie, women lie, same clock, different time. Whole lot of storytelling, feel it in they cerebellum. Can't stand mama yelling, so you go and be a felon. Won't survive a having sin in life, a crime is winning. Different women, 2 baby mamas riffing. Both won't stop bitching, cause you low and low you giving. Forgive them, cause that's their mission. No pop to pigeons, so they pushing your buttons, listen. No rise and shine, rise and grind. Get on that hill and climb and scream, this world is mine. The Scarface mentality usually leads to tragedy, but deep in your anatomy, above where the bladder be, the heart's not made, the glass cannot shatter me. They wanna live lavishly, asking for an Academy Award. I applaud the haters, they the greatest. They the ones who made us, and now they trying to fade us. Nah. DJ John Moran, M. My mama said don't do that. Don't push, never hustle on the track. Those who die can't get their lives back. And that's that, cause that's fact. Feel me? My mama said don't do that. Don't push, never hustle on the track. Those who die can't get their lives back. And that's that, cause that's fact. Feel me?
Listen, they used to say music's a fad. Do the math done. Hundreds of tours back and forth, knew I had more than a goal. My heart stored in my flow. It's important to know how without snorting the blow. Never took the easy trail, guns, weed and pills. Fan base worldwide, didn't need a deal. Mom's raised me right, there never was a lazy night. Though we may be fighting, made me write down my daily stripes. All my friends stealing wallets for contents. I strayed from the nonsense, I followed my conscience. I can't lie, I've done my shit, been locked up. The years have stocked up, but I'm here and shrinking the sound. Bitches sleeping around, ditches deep in the ground. Friends lost too quick, friends tossing clips. Come on, I'm just exhausted with it. Most importantly, I appreciate my family. I know I could have made a lot of bigger mistakes. I made mistakes, but they always had me go down the right path when I was younger. 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 When I was younger.
My mama said don't do that. Don't push, never hustle in the trap. Those who die can't get their lives back. And that's that, cause that's fact. Feel me? My mama said don't do that. Don't push, never hustle in the trap.